I'm live, y'all. I'm live. Are you guys here? If you only knew how crazy the last few hours have been. I am Dr. Sharnael Wolverton Sehan. I'm here. Hey, Michelle. I did not have power. You guys, my power went out earlier today, so it's been a trip, literally. I think because LA, I'm in Louisiana, and hey guys, we got so cold here that I think everyone put their heater on and blew out the city or something, but could cancel. So everyone's power went out, and I was sitting here thinking, I guess I'm going to sit in the van and do a class tonight, hashtag mom van class with 110,000 people. So, but I was willing to do that. It was getting kind of cold. How are you guys? I am Dr. Sharnael Wolverton Sehan. I'm with Swiftfire. I am a Crown Diamond with Young Living, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about diamond belief systems and multiplication in your business, your ministry, and your life. Woo! This is kind of new revelation for me, and I know that you guys are getting some amazing, great videos here. Hey, Jessica, Tatiana, Linda, thank you for joining. I know you guys are getting some great tips externally in this group. These guys are top notch. Obviously, they're running the company. These people know what they're doing. So go and watch all these videos. I'm going to talk to you today about how it's an inside job and what we can do on the inside to make and define the outside, okay? Now, to make this fun, first of all, vote my victory. I'm putting on my believe, and I got it diffusing in the background. Hey, hey. Y'all, this is the biggest class I've ever done, so, you know, I'm putting on my valor. Yes. Oh, my God. Extra valor. Vote my victory. Everyone be praying that this is communicated in a way where it's all tangible. I'm getting out my cedar wood. Can everyone grab a notebook and some paper, please, while we're doing this? Hey, my cousin's here, Shelly. And I'm getting on clarity. If you guys have your oils, put on your clarity, your cedar wood. Maybe not your valor, but your believe would be good. So you guys can get your mindset here. Hi, all y'all are so sweet. Clarity, clarity. Get some paper and a pen. We're going to take some notes. Hey, Miss Pat. I love you. And we are very excited. Like I said, I know you guys are getting some great tips and advice from all these great diamonds. Go watch them, tag your friends, and I'm going to talk about the internal. I'm going to talk about energy. I'm going to talk about frequency, belief systems, because what we think really, really, really matters. And to make this really, really fun and exciting, hey, Adina, I'm going to actually offer 20, yeah, count them, 20 bottles of Envision, okay? And 20 of my book, Keys to Third Heaven. Now, what do you have to do to win these puppies right here, these awesome puppies? I want the rowdiest, happiest, coolest comments and shares, most tags, all of those things, and most people who participate in a very high vibe, high energy, love, giving love and being awesome in this group, okay? So tag your people. Definitely share away, and I'm going to do drawings for the people who have the most, and I'm going to do 10 of these on January 1st, and I'm going to do another 10 later for January 10th, because I know that there are some people who couldn't make it live. Hey, Celeste, but you may be able to watch the recording. So if you couldn't be here tonight, tag your friends and share. They still have a chance to win the Envision and this awesome book, Keys to Third Heaven. This talks about using the revelation and the prophetic and the intuition that's within you to change your world and shift your world. So now let's get down to the nitty gritty, because we just have a little bit of time here. So let's talk about science. I'm a naturopathic doctor with a ministry background, and I'm also a physics, quantum physics, science, neuroscience, like love science geek. I am all about numbers, maybe not math, but I love equations. I love math as far as the quantum realms, the spirit realms, and I love energy thoughts. I like how the body and the biofield works together with science and the body. And so I've made some connections here for you that I hope will really help you understand how you can have diamond belief systems to create a different world for you and bring people who may have not been able to come into your life in the past, or you maybe have created something different, where you can create something that's positive and has high vibe, and people are chasing you down instead of you burning out and really pushing and striving and doing all the things. Now, again, you must take action. I am not saying sit on your butt and do nothing. There are tangible things that you should do, and I would listen to the other people on these calls, and they're going to give you steps on things to do, okay? But I'm talking about what you can do for self-development on an inside thing, because a lot of this is an inside job, all right? So the biofield. What is a biofield? We have about 15 inches, 12 inches that are all surrounding us. That has code, energy, light, different maps, lots of different things that come out here. Frequency, okay? Just like Peter in the Bible had a shadow, Jesus had a whole biofield. People just came in his biofield and they were touched, they were healed, because God I Am is awesome, right? So we have the same God I Am in us. We're all created in his image. We have his DNA, and he's in us. The thing is, a lot of times we are taught that he's outside, that he's external, that he's up there, the man upstairs. And we got to remember that God's inside. The kingdom of God is within. We are provision. We are light. We are power. We are truth. We are integrity. The word integrity means to have integration. And we can have all the names of God in us, and we can function in greater things than these and do some pretty crazy things. And Jesus, you know, believe me, when we're doing greater things than Jesus, I mean, that's kind of awesome. And so I want to encourage you guys to think about that and how this works. Now, the biofield, the way the biofield works is your heart is the most electric part of your entire body. And some of you have heard me talk about this. Your heart, when I worked in cardiac rehab, the surgeons who did heart surgery would talk about how they saw flickering, burning blue light within the body and how crazy that was. It was a current. It was electric. It is electric. It is power. And it sends an electric vibe through your entire body. It's a sound. It's a vibration. It's a frequency. That sound goes through your whole body into your cells, and then it goes out into your biofield. Of course, it goes up to your mind, and that extends too, but this goes all into your biofield. It's all out inside, and then it goes outside. And so what can we do to really, really get that biofield where it's so full of the things of God and the positive things, so we are attracting the positive things? Because the things that are in things that are in our biofield, this is electric, and it's like a magnet. And all of the thing that you have right here in your field, and some people have a really big field, and some people have a tinier field, like horses got 350 feet, dolphins are even bigger, they're a little bit harder to get access to, but you know, and then there's some people that I have studied, like Mariah Woodworth Etter and some of the greats, they would walk in a 2-mile radius of a biofield that would touch people and they would be healed. That's kind of crazy. Don't you want that? That's greater things than these. And so what we can do to get that electric heart into such a vibe and a positivity and a proton is alignment. When alignment happens, that manifestation and our creation and or alignment and or whatever you choose, however you say, the greater things than these, the miracles, that's where the magic happens. And how do we get alignment, you guys? Think about it. Literally, your mind has to be in sync with your heart and what you're feeling and what you're talking about, okay? I'm going to give you a couple different scenarios, and I'm going to give you some visuals to look at. So first of all, I want you to take a look at this notebook. I think you should be able to see it. I hope you could see it. This is you smiling, and this is your biofield all around you. Don't you like my stick, people? All right, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see here. So this is you smiling. This is your biofield. This is Psalms 91, this whole thing around us. Can you guys see this? There's like an invisible field right here that goes all around you, okay? Now, when you are thinking positive things like love, peace, joy, you're getting positive vibes. +1, +1, +1, +1, right? And this goes in your whole biofield. Your heart is a plus, your mouth is a plus, your mind is a plus. And this is bringing an alignment, a synergy, a synchronicity, and an alignment that goes, oh, look at you, skinny person. Okay, that goes into the biofield, and so you have lots of pluses here. Now, again, this is magnetic. This whole thing is magnetic. And so what happens is you start attracting pluses from the outside in, all over. When you have joy and love and power and peace, and you're thinking all those things, provision, those are all positives. And as we have positives, the outside is attracted, and you're bringing in more peace, more provision, more joy, more power, more pluses. Yay! That's Psalm 91, where only God touches you, only God sees you, only God feels you. This is positive. Look at all those ones coming in. That's all positive. Okay, let's look at something else real quick, all right? Hold on. I know you just can't wait for my next drawing because it's so good. I'm such a great drawer, but I hope you're getting the point. All right, this is a sad person right here. This is a depressed lady, meaning she's pressing down her feelings and she's not being creative. Depression is the opposite of expression. So she's sad. Now, she may have some love every now and then, but then she has fear, which brings a -1. So she cancels out her situation. She may have peace, but then she has more fear. And then she has poverty and lack. But she may think about provision or stress or wealth. And see, look, this is all divided thoughts. There's no movement here because the pluses are constantly outweighing the negatives. We're not in Psalms 91 here. This is still magnetization. And guess what? We're getting mixed, split energy back to us. Right over here, you can see we're leaking some of this negativity, and it's not just here, but it's going all over. You'll be leaking, and you'll be drawing in. So you'll be drawing in negatives. You'll be drawing in negatives. You'll be drawing in maybe some positives here and there, but for the most part, you'll be leaking out, and this will go out into the biofield and touch other people too, because you're thinking about fear, negativity, poverty, instead of full on what God is. Believe me, God isn't sitting around thinking about how poor he is or how sick he is or how sad he is. God, I mean, yes, he has feelings, but God is God. He is I am that I am, and he's in you. And so let's stick with the positives, okay? Let's start attracting the positives. Now, let me give you some real life situations here as we're talking about this. When we give criticism or judgment or our opinions are like witchcraft, and everybody has them. The late, great Bob Jones would talk about opinions and how they are basically judgment. When you judge, you get judged. Whatever you are, you get, because that goes in the biofield. And so we have to be careful. If you are in a business and you see someone that you may be thinking, hey, I would like to get them in my business, but then for some reason something pops in your mind negative and you think, oh, she's not going to do it, or she doesn't like me, or she doesn't have the money to do that. That is a negative. And those things, if they're in your mind, then they automatically go in your heart and they synchronize. They're all negatives. And guess what? You get those things. You get the person who's not ready. You get the person who doesn't want to do business with you, or maybe even doesn't like you. Maybe she's picked up on your vibe and your opinions and your judgments, and she doesn't like it. So we got to be super careful that when we take guard to our energy and to be disciplined in our mind. We really, really have to guard that. Okay, let's talk about, and I talked about this the other day. If any of you are interested in more on this subject and a lot more, go to my YouTube, go to my Divine Science and the Human Body group. It's a private group that has even more kind of private videos that you can get even more on this. I have lots of different stuff on this and on health. Okay, so if if you feel like you need to watch this over, or if you need a little bit more tools, there's a part 1, 2, and 3 on criticism, judgment, and how to have forgiveness. There's scriptures that back it up. There's a lot of little things to go on here. But let's, for the sake of time, I want you to get out a piece of paper, and I want you to write, oh, that's Alexa. I want you to write heart. And right next to heart, I want you to write finances. And then next to that word finances, I want you to put a +1. Okay, underneath that, I want you to put mind. And next to that, finances. And then I want you to put next to finances, +1. Then underneath that, I want you to put mouth/speech. And then next to that, finances. And then I want you to put +1. Okay, so let me show you here. Heart, finances, we got a +1, +1, +1. Okay, so whoa, this is hard to do backwards. 1 + 1 + 1 equals 3, which is really 1 to the 3rd power. Okay, so when we have our heart, which is our feeling, which is trump to everything, and our mind and our conscious language, speaking those things that are not as though we are, when we're in alignment, the scriptures say that we demolish arguments and every pretension or imagination that casts itself up against the knowledge of our God, and we take captive every thought and we make it obedient in Christ. How do we make it obedient? We replace it. And so if you barely think of something negative, then guess what? You got to quickly replace it. And like Jasmine said, we talked about this earlier. This right here, this alignment, this is where agreement is. This is where the 2 or 3 witnesses that you talk about in the Bible, this is where any 2 or 3 of you are together in my name, that's where I am. That and I am that I am is where the manifestation of miracles and creation, and God created the entire world. He did it in light. We are light. We are projections of light. We are demonstrations of light here for us. And we're multiplications of light. So we're supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to be creating. We're supposed to be getting people into wealth, into divine health, and into love, and into peace, and into harmony, and all the things of God. We have to manifest those first within us, and then that has to go out into the biofield. And we got to remember, I am that I am. We demolish arguments. This is in Corinthians. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of our God, and we take captive discipline. The word disciple comes from discipline. We discipline our thoughts. We take guard. And when we can do that and remember our alignment, then that is where the power of 2 and 3 is. Most of the time, if you're thinking something, you're feeling it. If you're feeling it, you're thinking it. You may not always say it, okay? That's the third. That's the third power. But in agreement, you're always thinking and feeling, right? And so conscious language, you may be quiet, but your thoughts have power. Your thoughts matter. I just had a dream 2 weeks ago that your thoughts matter, meaning not just, oh yeah, your thoughts matter, but your thoughts create. Your thoughts are creating particles of matter, and they're making movement. So be careful. Now let's look at this, okay? 1 + 1 + 1 equals 3, or 1 to the 3rd power, which I know that's not the same, but for the sake of just understanding that God is one. God is all one. But for the sake of this equation, okay, this is where multiplication happens, manifestation, creation, alignment, magnetisation. Now look, we can go 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 equals 3. And then what can you do? You could do a -1, a -1, and a -1. And guess where you are? Freaking 0, y'all. Yucky. Who wants to go backwards? Who wants to be a nothing? Okay, and this one right here, this is heart, mind, heart, mind, and thoughts, that alignment. Again, this is for finances. You can fill in the blank though. It could be for health. It could be for your divine partner. It could be for provision. It could be for strategy. It could be for multiplication. It could be for miracles. It could be, you name it. You're either going to be a positive or you're going to be a negative. We're supposed to be renewed by transforming our mind. So those are some things that we got to remember. We don't want to be in the negative, because you know what this is? This is called spiritual purgatory. This is word purgatory. This is spiritual purgatory. This is energetic purgatory. You go nowhere. You stay. And I don't mean in a good stay. I don't mean in a God I am and that stays. I mean, you don't have any positive things that come magnetized to you. And so it just gets split up. It's all split. It's like a little bit here and a little bit there. And you can go all day long on this. You could go 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus 1, negative 1 plus 1, negative 2. And look, all day long, because here we go. Peter, who's the great disciple, Jesus said to him, "Who do you think I am?" And he said, "You're the Messiah." And Jesus said, "Oh my gosh. You couldn't have known this any other way except for by the Holy Spirit." And that's really awesome. And then literally 2 sentences later, he had to tell the same guy, "Get behind me, Satan." Okay, so we're not any different. This is the man who had a shadow that touched people and they were healed, okay? And yet he went back and forth in his mind. The mind is very, very powerful. We have to make it obedient. And so I hope that this is helpful to you guys. I'd like to add just a couple more things if you could just give me a little bit more time here. I want to show you a demonstration of something even more powerful that may scare you a little bit. I choose for you to understand collective agreement and consciousness, because when we have mind, body, soul, that's alignment. But you know that there's a collective group of consciousness and or agreement too, and they've proven this because there are energy generators located all over the world that actually measure the energy and the frequency on the earth at all times, okay? And they're proving that the energy and the frequency of the earth is at the highest it's ever been right now, which means people are the highest frequency we've ever been right now. We're the highest vibe, and that's either that can ever make you crazy and do crazy stuff and not be super good, or it could be, if you're in God, this is going to be good. And so they've measured over, and they have proven that at times on the earth, like when the O.J. Simpson trial was about to be talked about, that was one of the higher energies ever on the planet so far, actually, because everybody was like on TV watching this, and there was like thought and consciousness. When Princess Diana passed away, even at her wedding and at her funeral was one of the highest times frequency. When, what else? 9/11. I'm going to cry. When 9/11 happened, it was a very, very high energetic. It was 6 times higher than the earth has ever seen on an energetic level. Okay, you guys, meaning the entire world had an energetic frequency that pushed. And so, what about Facebook? What about social media? What about YouTube? What about the news? What about all these things? Okay, listen, be careful what you're posting on Facebook. Be careful what you're saying and how you're saying it on Facebook. Be careful even on Twitter. Keep it positive. Be positive and keep your words and everything written positive. It's very, very important, okay? Because here we go. If you do a negative post, we got 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. And that's all positives. But then all of a sudden you could post something negative, and you may have 300 Facebook friends who are all thinking about it, talking about it, and feeling it. And guess what? The mind, body, mouth situation, everyone starts talking, and then there's a negative energy that comes back to you and goes out into the world. We do not want a multiplication of the negative. Okay, now you could do this in a positive post as well. Some people have 5,000 friends on Facebook. You might have 5,000 friends, and you can make a change and a shift energetically, positively, like many of you do every day. I know some of you, I know a lot of you who make really, really good posts, and you bring a high energy to the Facebook group. And so as you're doing this, just remember that maybe instead of saying, hey, you know, please pray for me, or pray for so-and-so, she got in a car wreck and they're saying she's going to die, cancel. Instead of saying something out like that, why don't we say, hey, please vote victory for Samantha. I see her in divine health now and always. I see her in permanent light. Vote her victory. Instead of saying that you have some terrible dis-ease, speak those things that are not as though they are. Instead of talking negative about your business and your ministry and your life, post some positive things. Post some things within your group and bring agreement. You know, hey, everyone vote victory. I'm about to do an awesome class. I'm asking for you guys to vote victory for me and to send good vibes that everyone hears and has clarity and understands. And, you know, there's so many different ways that we can say things that will get everyone to pull together in agreement, their mind, their heart, and their mouth, and their thoughts instantly. That causes a surge of positive energy, which actually sends all that out and brings in a magnetization back in. Don't you want more positive? And so we have really strict rules within our groups and our teams and in our prayer. Like if you guys have a post, it has to be positive, okay? And so I don't know what you guys do on your teams, but this is something that you can maybe put in your group. And so let's talk about how we can stay. I am almost out of time. So let's break it down, okay? How to have a diamond belief system and multiply your ministry or business. I say ministry or business because I have a ministry background and because I personally believe that a lot of this is ministry to help people, to bring divine help. Number one, discipline. I really choose for you guys to practice positivity. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, please catch yourself. Be aware of it. You can wear oils to help with that. I put Post-its over my house for several weeks that just all the time kept saying, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? I wrote it in my car, on my mirrors, everywhere. What are you thinking? Because half the time I was thinking stuff that had nothing to do with anything, and it wasn't positive. It's really easy in this world, cancel, because of the news, the music, all the things that are out there that are really low frequency. People cancel. I choose that my world is thriving high frequency. And so when we can practice thinking what we're thinking instead of just being on autopilot, then check it out. We can do the next step, which is number 2, replacing. We replace. Because again, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets us up against the knowledge of our God, and we take captive. We catch ourselves. Every thought, every imagination, and we make it obedient by replacing it with something else very quickly. A decree, I am that I am. I am provision. I am divine health in my cells now. Only God touches my cells. Only God touches me and my thriving, harmonious family. I am that I am. Whatever your decrees are, get some decrees going, because there's frequency to all of that, and that helps your mind and your body to get in tune and in alignment, so the frequency in the outside matches what's in the inside. It goes in the biofield, and you start getting what you're actually talking about instead of what you thought you were getting. So don't let that split energy happen. Number 1, discipline. Number 2, replace. And sometimes that takes, number 3, programming and reprogramming. Get books. Get people, get accountability, get groups, do different things. A friend of mine, Sean Boltz, they used to wear rubber bands, and they did like a positivity, 21-day positivity thing. And anytime they did something negative, they would like pull themselves and whatever. For me, I use oils, but you could do whatever. But I'm telling you, you notice that you don't have to practice negativity, but we have to actually practice positivity. And so I'm daring you to practice positivity. So 1, discipline. 2, replace. 3, reprogram. And what's this last one? 4, oils. Now, what do oils have to do with all this, guys? Guess what? Oils. Oils are light. Oils are frequency. Oils are light from God, from the plants. It's the resin of a plant. It's the blood of a plant. It's alive. It has sound, it has frequency, it has code, and guess what? When we put it on, it goes into the biofield, and it creates a positive in the biofield that people can feel. It's tangible. They can smell it, but it's also out here, and it creates an attraction it's really real, y'all. The laws of attraction are real, just like the laws of gravity. It's not some hokey pokey thing. As a scientist and a minister, a Christ I am Christian, I believe in Christ and Jesus, I'm telling you, don't rule this out. Just like gravity, it'll help it happen. If you judge, you're judged. If you lie, you get lies. And so be positive. And if you choose to have some anchors in your programming, use these oils. They are helpful to you. Let me give you a few. Highest freaking potential. Okay? Get it on your body. And vision, which I'm giving away 10 of these. The first and 10 on the 10th for the most positive people who share the most and tag the most people. Harmony. Anybody choose to have harmony in your thinking or your emotions or your family or your team or your business or in your cells, in your health? Harmony covers a lot of different areas in your church, in your ministry, in your world, in your government. Hello, let's do it. Awaken. Anyone choose to be awake? God I am is awake. That word that's in the Bible over and over for awake actually means to fill up, to be full of Him, to be a God I am in me. I'm not saying I'm God. I'm saying that God is in us. The kingdom is within us. Christ is in us because we're in His DNA and He's in us. Go listen to John. So awaken. Then we got joy. Hello. Did you know that Gary Young actually made this and was going to call it love? Did you know that? He changed it to joy, but this equation is actually love. And so if you're feeling like you choose love, this is where you can get some love right here. This joy. Get some joy. I am believe. This is an older version, but I am believe, which is what I put on earlier. How about transformation? I am transformation. I am positive transformation. How about abundance? Anybody? And this could be in business, in ministry, in health, in finances, in joy, and whatever you choose. I love magnify your purpose. Any of you out there ready to magnify your purpose and to really know and have clarity on what it is? Maybe you choose clarity. Okay, I am clarity. I am sound mind. I know what's going on. Cedarwood's a great one for that too. I am inspiration. Are you needing and choosing some creative ideas for you and your team and your ministry? And you're needing an anchor for that? Well, guess what? This little deal, inspiration, all of these and more. Let's see, we got hope. Maybe you need some hope or motivation. Y'all, there's way more than this. I'm just naming a few, but all of these were created on purpose with specific code and chemistry to touch our bodies, to go out into our field, and to help us stay. Not only do we stay as we're doing this and putting it on because we're looking at the label and it's giving us connective dendrites in our neurosystem and our neuroplasticity within our brain, but the oils actually work to not only work on a blood-brain barrier, but in our cells and in our biofuel that cause a different and positive attraction. And so what you're going to do is you would use all of those oils and whatever God tells you to do. Use your intuition. He knows, or muscle test, whatever you choose. And then you layer them with grounding oils. Okay, so what are grounding oils? Grounding is a good one. Kind of clever to call it that. We got anything woodsy. So we got cypresses, we got cedarwood, we got myrtle, we got Idaho blue spruce, we got northern lights. Can you guys think of some more that are woodsies? Did I say cypress? I choose to remember. So there's lots of them. But when you put these on, layer the ones that are the emotional, I am type oils, the frequency and code of those things, and then put on the layered grounding oils that keep you to stay. And this will help you. And you may have to do this several times a day, all the time, whatever you choose. It doesn't matter. But definitely do it. I'm telling you, favor will chase you. Your life will change. My entire life has changed since I've done this. I made diamond in 18 months, and at the time that was this is years and years and years ago, way before this comp plan and way before anybody had made diamond any faster than 6 years. And so I'm telling you, it works, and I'm crowned now. I'm crowned. I don't think I even told you that. So now look, how can you connect with me further and get more of this if you choose? I have, of course, Instagram, YouTube, I mentioned Divine Science in the Human Body is more private videos. You can friend me. Now, apparently my friend list, Facebook will only let you have like 5,000 friends or something, and I'm past that, but you can hit the follow button. You hit that follow button, and and then you will get any videos. I do videos almost every day, and they're just short little videos, so hit that follow button. I also have a business page. I got like 30,000 people on it, but I would love for you to join me. It's Swiftfire Ministries business page. Of course, I'm on Twitter. I have a blog too that has a lot of this written. If you are a reader and you're visual and you like to see things written out, go to my blog at swiftfire.org. Swift as in I'm really quick, fire as in fire, swiftfire.org. And again, there's not only my blog there, but there's some great resources. I have books and CDs and lots of teachings, not just by me, but lots of other people. So has this helped you guys at all? I hope this has helped you know that this is all an inside job. Any feedback? I hope this is good for you. I know I went a little bit over time. I love you so much. Get more connected with me. I'd love to see you guys and follow you guys and learn more about you and see your faces and tell me a little bit about what you learned. Can some of you tell me what you learned from this stuff, please, so I can get some feedback? It's really important for me to hear from you and to know if this has helped you in any way or what how this can be helpful. If there's a way, I'm going to put this on YouTube so you guys can share it. I'm going to see if there's a way to upload it. So, mwah, happy day to you. Be love and light wherever you go. I send you all my love right now. I envision seeing you fully present with all of God I am in you, doing amazing things in your ministry, in your business, in your families, and your marriages. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. I feel so much love for you right now. I send you light. I send you miracles. Please report your miracles. I'm serious. There are going to be miracles that happen with health, provision, truth, relationships that come out of this. By the Spirit of God right now, I feel this right now, that you guys are going to see some very big miracles out of this group and out of this team and out of this company. Think on a conscious level what we can all do as a collective consciousness to be in the positive, to post all the positive things, and to bring this company to higher levels of positivity and touch the earth on a high frequency level and really, really shift this world, shift this government, shift all the things, the schools, the churches, the freaking post office, for God's sakes. Let's touch the malls and all the businesses and everything. Let's do it. Let's touch all the leaders. And you guys are awesome. I am loving you. Take care. Have a great, great night. And I hope to see you soon in other places, okay? Mwah. Talk to you soon. Bye.